At this point, we're gonna go ahead and start creating our first animation. I'll grab my shape and I'll create a circle. If I wish to change any of my properties from my circle, I can do it here. For now, this works. Down here is my timeline, and all my drawings will go on my drawing layer by default. So I'll just move further down. On my timeline, you will see that my drawing will disappear, and that's because we're changing to a new keyframe. To add a keyframe, I can press here, insert keyframe. So I can extend this for the length of my animation, and I can see my frame number up here. So I can change my frames manually, clicking the up and down arrows, or I can use the slider. If I press F5 on my keyboard, this will prolong the exposure. I can also do so by going manually, right click, and extend exposure. Now I'll see my drawing all throughout there. If I wish to add a change to my drawing, I need to insert a new keyframe. And now I can grab my transform tool or press Shift T. This is my animation button. Make sure that's clicked on. And now I can move my object. This dot is my pivot point. I can relocate my pivot point using these tools over here, where I can translate my pivot point to the place that I feel is going to be best for my animation. Every time I add a keyframe, I can relocate my actual object. To preview my animation, I can click on the play button on my layers panel. If I wish to add some of the principles of animation, like squash and stretch, I can do so by duplicating my drawings. If I go into this keyframe, I can select Alt, Shift, D. You will see that there'll be a difference here on my slider, and at this point I'll be able to make some changes. It's also useful to bring up the onion skin so that I can see my previous drawings. I can do so by clicking in this button. This feature shows the drawings contained within that animation. To move back and forth frame by frame on an animation, you can press comma and period. Lastly, to export a movie file of your animation, you can go to File, Export, Movie. Here, you gotta make sure to export all frames, otherwise it will just select an individual frame and not just all. Select the output. H.264 or MPEG-4 MOV are actually acceptable files. Select the output. Where would you like to export your movie to? Lastly, click OK. Always double check that your movie has exported correctly before submitting it into the assignments.